Hey guys, it's Skymer here, and welcome back to another episode of Triangle Strategy. In the last episode, we had the return of Silvio number 2, Mr. Patriot, that I absolutely despise with every vein of my being. He is so fake, he's a snake, and yeah, that's the end of my rhymes. I was trying to complete it with a third rhyme, and then my brain just went kerplooey. So that's where we are right now today. But in addition to that, we ended up doing a lot of preparations, promotions, stuff like that. And because we also got some good news and yet some really bad news that is going to be, seen in the potential future, where Lord Simon has actually fully recovered from his illness that he was under for quite a long time. But apparently, he is back to quite normal. And he's really excited to, share that potential reunion with Serenoa if he can go and visit him. But also, the messenger sent out an alert saying that the Rosellan village, now that the Roselle are living in the source, unfortunately, so bandits have overrun the village. So I think that might be elements of this choice going into today, but I don't know how the choices are necessarily going to be scripted. So let's go ahead and start off today, but instead of going into the convictions, we're going to go into our next story. Frederica decides to cook a meal for Serenoa, but even the best laid plans can go awry. Too true.
Do you have a moment, Sheila?
Oh, Frederica. Is something the matter?
Well, I invited Serenoa to have dinner with me tonight.
That's wonderful. Are you cooking for him?
I am. I've been practicing with the book you gave me. I was hoping to finally show him what I've learned.
Then allow me to help. What are you making?
A warm soup full of meatballs. A hearty, meaty, savory stew to tickle the tongue and sate the stomach. Or so the book describes it.
That sounds like quite a mouthful, in more ways than one.
The author is rather verbose, yes. Anyhow, I also want to make an appetizer. Might you be able to lend a hand?
Cooking is hardly my specialty, but say no more. I'd love to.
Oh dear.
This is disappointing, to say the least.
And we're almost out of time. Serenoa will be back any minute now.
Excuse me, Lady Frederica. Lord Serenoa has just sent word that he has been held up at a meeting. He says there is a chance he may not even return tonight.
I see. Thank you for letting me know.
It sounds like your dinner may get postponed.
A blessing in disguise. It gives us time to cook this again and do it right this time.
Lord Serenoa may not even return tonight.
But there is a chance he might. And I refuse to disappoint him. Would you help me, Sheila?
Of course, Frederica. I shall do my very best to see this through with you.
I cannot thank you enough.
The vegetables are done, though they are a far cry from perfect.
The meatballs are ready too. Now all we have to do is stew them.
Frederica, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
It appears we've run out of time.
I was on my way here when something urgent came to my attention. I apologize for returning so late. I know we were supposed to have dinner tonight.
I am just happy you're here. Besides, I am the one who should apologize. I wanted to cook you a meal, but failed terribly on my first attempt, so it isn't yet ready. I'm sorry, Serenoa.
Don't look so down, Frederica. I was delighted when you asked me to share a meal. Now that I'm back, why don't I help you with the food?
Serenoa.
Thank you again for inviting me. I'm overjoyed we could spend this time together.
As am I. I enjoyed cooking with you as well.
The time we spend together is very precious to me. I regret that my duties have been keeping us apart lately. But when I noticed the sky was even more beautiful than ever this night, I hurried home, hoping we could gaze upon its beauty together.
It's strange. When I was in Aesfrost, I would look up at the same sky. But it felt so much colder there. The stars seemed as if frozen. They did not twinkle the way they do now that I am with you, Serenoa.
Frederica, promise me that you will always stay by my side. I need you, now more than ever.
Of course, Serenoa. I wish to gaze up at the same sky, sit beneath the same moon, and walk the same path you do. Together, forever and always.
That was adorable! Oh my goody goodness. That was... Oh my gosh, couple goals right here. Absolute couple goals, man. This is, I mean, this is love. That is love right there, okay? Oh, that was beautiful. That was poetry, okay? Wow. That was, you know, I mean, a part of me feels so bad at this point because I know that Frederica's talking about walking the same path as Serenoa, and yet I feel like I've been doing so many decisions recently against her, and she's still here. And I know that that can change at any given point down the line, but at the same time, it's amazing how much that she has endured. And if I could just give her that one moment of respite and just that one time, that one night of peace to make up for such lost time. It's definitely not the amount of time that she probably would have wanted, but you know, just having that one moment to look up at the stars, that was such a beautiful sight. Oh my gosh, that story is so wholesome. Alright, and now we go into things that may not be nearly as wholesome. The paths before House Wolford diverge, meaning they will have to go their separate ways for the first time. Which way will Serenoa take?
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolford. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan village.
Ain't anyone living in that village anymore, so why bother with it? Think they're looking to make themselves a cozy lair?
Whatever they want, they cannot be allowed to do as they please. We must protect the village so the Roselle have a home to return to.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
I suspect Patriot and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolfort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolfort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolfort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question as to what needs to be done here. And yet, something has me unsettled. Alright, wow, we've got a lot of stuff to do here. Return to Wolfort and tell Simon that Glenbrook has been reclaimed is Benedict only. Remain in the Crown City and expose the corrupt royalists, Roland and Huet. Travel to the Rosellan village and investigate the bandits. Is Frederica and Gila, and then Anna and Eridor are undecided. Very interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and give you my 2 cents on the matter really quick. So, what is... Oh, wow, I just got 1,500 bucks from this sun sword shield thing. I don't actually know what that is. Let me go ahead and give you my 2 cents on the matter. So, actually, this is a very hard decision, and not in the ways that people might think. So, this is difficult because all of these have my heart strained in more ways than one. Returning to Wolfort would be such a wonderful thing. You know, being able to have that reunion with Simon and, you know, Serenoa's father and be able to see him again. Oh my gosh, just the beauty and the wholesomeness of that would be incredible in every way, just because of that. And also, it would allow Simon to understand. Now, Benedict would probably tell him, I would say, with full honesty, about what's been going on. But he might want to hear it from his son. I mean, his most trusted advisor? Sure, I can understand that being a thing. But Benedict being there would still mean a lot, but not as much as what it would be to have his son there. And remaining in the Crown City, that just makes me mad. You know, the Royalists taking this opportunity to potentially be corrupting the people of the Crown City after all the hell they've been through. I mean, come on, man. That's just deplorable behavior. I mean, how do they expect to have a name for themselves, if you will, when they're busy pulling this shit? But at the same time, it makes me think, that, you know, this is tidings that are ill in the Crown City. I'm not saying that it's not my duty, and I understand that Roland is asking for our cooperation, and the reconstruction efforts would still be continuing despite the investigation of the Royalists. But once again, this sounds like a fight that would take place in the Crown City or thereabouts in Glenbrook, and people are sick and tired of that at this point. And I feel like if we were to expose them, and Patriot could go insane. And to be honest with you, I just don't know if I want to be taking on my own people again, like I did a long time ago when I was encountering Silvio in the Telliore domain. Traveling to the Roselle village. This is a thing that I would like to do to be able to settle matters with Frederica. However, Frederica seems to be fairly confident in the whole idea that she can handle this herself. And I can say with full honesty that she would be capable of doing so. If she wants to use this as a token of her ability to do something for herself instead of always feeling like that she may have to be dependent on Serenoa, which I don't believe she's dependent on Serenoa at all. But, you know, Serenoa obviously being the amazing, you know, man that he is to Frederica, you know, he immediately goes to her defense and says, well, I would want to go with you. And she's like, no, allow this to be my ability to show you what I can do on my own time with your Wolford soldiers. So no matter what we do here, we're going to be either going with Benedict, we're going with Roland, or we're going with Frederica. So, first of all, it looks like there's a guard down here, so we might be able to go out to the city. Yes, I am. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I always like these parts. Oh, hi, Milo. Literally the last person I was expecting to see here. She is this whole token of friendship, if you will, between Glenbrook and Hyzante. A part of me loves her, and a part of me is so skeptical of her.
I must admit, I am deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from Aesfrosti clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord.
If I go to Wolford, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. Oh. 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 Milo's going with me? Milo, who stayed behind in Glenbrook, seems to have an interest in Serenoa. If he goes back to the Wolford domain, perhaps she will accompany him. Oh, this gives me weird feelings. Oh, this gives me weird feelings. I have to remember that Milo is a spy. And as I remember from before, as much as I would love to go see his father, there is this very detrimental thing. If he goes back to see Simon, the problem is that if Milo attends, she could potentially be reaping information for Hyzante. And like Exham said, it's like, okay, well, yes, we know that you're the Lord of Glenbrook, but you're also a member of our Saintly Seven. So clearly, if you're so busy dealing with Wolford's house dealings right now, and, you know, I'm so happy that you're, you know, being able to accompany with your father and reunion with him and everything like that. That's all great and all. But that also shows us that you don't have the Hierophant's full support and loyalty. And so then leaving us with the spy was definitely something that sent a shiver down my spine. If she goes with us, it could pose a threat to Hyzante to say that we're not completely loyal to them. And I shudder to imagine, you know, because Milo does seem to have an interest in Serenoa, but it's like, does she have an interest in the way of wanting to side with Glenbrook? Or does she have, and that she wants to side with us and betray Hyzante? Or is this a matter of, I'm going to keep my loyalty to the Saintly Seven, and I'm going to report all the information I can back to the Saintly Seven? That is what's making a very daunting thing occur to me right now, and I'm not sure if I quite like the idea. We'll come back to you in a moment, my good sir. Alright, so we have two people that we can speak with here. I'm not really sure. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to these other people. To think that King Roland was alive all this time. Your house has my utmost respect for helping him reclaim the capital. My allegiance to the royal family shall not waver. Not now or ever. Thank you so much. That's very sweet to hear, especially since, Roland's not exactly in full support of him returning. We were downright cowards under Aesfrost's rule. But hearing stories of House Wolffort's courage in reclaiming the capital has inspired us to do better. Aww, that's really wholesome, man. That's very sweet, wow. Thank you. I heard some bandits were spotted on the outskirts of the Rosellan village. Rumor has it they're led by some father and daughter duo. What were their names again? A father and daughter? That sounds like Travis and Trish. But what could they be after? You learned about family banditry. A part of me really wants to go see the bandits just because I do want to protect the Rosellan village for them. Recently, a gang of bandits, their numbers greater than even the Wolffort soldiers can manage, have been spotted near the Rosellan village. Uh-oh. Apparently they are led by a certain father and daughter duo, greater than even the Wolffort soldiers can manage? Okay, so there's a lot of them, so Frederica could be in huge trouble. Uh-oh. That's not boding well at all.
Lord Serenoa, I have heard great things about you. You were appointed one of the Saintly Seven, and even demonstrated your prowess as Lord of a high house in battle. How should we royalists address you from now on?
Still as Lord Serenoa, my dude. I'm currently in Glenbrook. I'm not in Hyzante anymore, for the time being, so let's keep that in the place where I'm currently at. We don't need to get things to be too complicated. Okay, I'm just checking around because you never know where they're gonna hide a little sparkle in the water, like right here on the fountain. This... Oh, please no. Oh, please no, don't do this to me. I was just about to say, this fountain right here gives me a lot of pain to see it now. Because this is exactly where we were fighting Avlora not too long ago. And now I find her Amulet of Immunity in the water. That's not great for me to feel very nice about. It's a very good item, don't get me wrong. This grants immunity to all status ailments. That is a very cool effect. But still, the implications of finding this here out of all places, doesn't really put my mind at ease on very much. Oh, a thing of superior timber. Oh, that's fantastic. I will take those items. Believe you me, I will. Because, obviously I have very high respect for Avlora. Where'd that cat go? Excuse me. There was a cat here at one point. I guess the cat fled. As they would, because they're cowards. I'm just kidding, I love cats of every sort, of every kind, and of every breed, okay? Alright, so I think we should be good in terms of finding the items around here, unless there's one all the way back here in the corner. Which there does not seem to be, so... Alright, let's go ahead and talk to... We found you first, so let's go ahead and talk to you, initially. Our salt reserves are running low. We must restore trade with Hyzante as soon as possible. As one of the Saintly Seven, isn't there anything you can do? You needn't worry so much. The consortium and merchants are already on the move. Let us give them some time. If we rush into negotiations, we may be taken advantage of. It's in our best interest to wait for the opportune moment. We must have King Roland's permission before we act. In the meantime, we can share a portion of Wolffort's stores with the Crown City. Okay, so this would help with the reconstruction efforts, and it does make sense that, do we really need King Roland's permission for that? Because I'm one of the Saintly Seven. Or at least Serenoa is. You know what I mean. These two do seem weird, though, because this one says to wait for the opportune moment. Well, if we're running low, not many chances for us to have such an opportune moment. And it is very true that we could be taken advantage of by Hyzante if we attempt to take too much salt from them. We're already kind of being taken advantage of, let's be real. And this one just seems like, oh, it's alright. We can wait it out. People don't need salt. Salt's not important. I mean, this does seem like the best option. These two just seem like he's kind of just like, we'll be fine. Thank you, sir. The people will be ever so grateful. But if you wouldn't mind, could you please keep this a secret from His Majesty? At ease. This is for the sake of the kingdom. I know Roland wouldn't mind in the least. Yes, sir. You have put my mind at ease, Lord Wolfort. I cannot thank you enough. Man, when you get the right response in this game, it just sets my heart, you know, into a world of beauty, okay? Like, I just feel like I'm running through a trail of sunflowers. It's just amazing. Alright, milady, let's go ahead and talk to you.
We royalists, along with Minister Patriot himself, are helping to rebuild the capital. We must reverse all the changes that Aesfrost has wrought and see the crown city back to its former glory. I know that there are many problems facing the kingdom now, but us royalists are more than happy to take care of everything.
Let us serve King Roland together. Please see to domestic affairs and reassure the people that everything will be okay. Is it true that the royalists tried to win the Archduke's favor in order to protect themselves? If you want our trust, tell us everything you learned about Aesfrost under their rule. Okay, so talking about what they learned about Aesfrost, I think that it's possible that they know things that we don't know, but it's possible that they're either going to keep this a secret, or we already know a whole lot of what's going on. That the royalists are clearly very shady. I mean, they might just try to drive this off and just be like, oh, no. We weren't trying to protect ourselves. We weren't trying to go into the Archduke's favor. What are you even talking about? No, we would never do that. Like, but at the same time, I'm nosy. I want to know. Like, but it is very true that this makes it sound like that we also don't trust them. Because it's saying, if you want our trust, tell us everything you know. Which kind of seemed like a little bit of a bribe. A little bit. Because you're saying, because, you know, we're basically trying to say, oh, well, you know, you have to feed us information in order for us to give you what you want. But you have to give us things first. I think that's a little rude to say. So let's go ahead and go with this one, because I'm very curious about this response. Is it true? I'm nosy. Why, you see, the people!
It was all for the people, my lord. We thought that by bending the knee first, the people would follow our example and be spared from harm.
So you allowed yourselves to be used by the Archduke. And now that he's gone, you change your tune yet again.
How dare you! I refuse to be condescended by cowards who deserted us to curry favor with the Holy State. We did what we had to survive, and I shan't let anyone tell me I was wrong to do so.
But you were. But you were wrong to do so. I think they knew exactly what they were doing. She sounded very nervous when I came up to talk to her about that. I mean, you gotta hit the nail on the head with some of these people. It's just the way it has to happen, unfortunately. Alright, so stage 2 of the plan. So, now that I've gotten the information about Milo and about Frederica, it's very possible, because I am very, very confused as to whether I want to attempt to return to Wolfort, or if I want to travel to the Roselle village. The royalists still seem to be very shaky about this whole idea. Like, they especially from what that woman said, it sounds like that she was shocked to hear that we knew what we knew. Which makes it sound like that we were just that they were just, like, that they were thinking that they were doing everything under the carpet and, you know, sweeping things under the rug. So I don't trust them at all. I would love to remain in the Crown City, but the problem is with the Rosellan village, I fear that Frederica and Gila potentially going together, or Frederica just going by herself, that's going to be really dangerous. And I shudder to imagine what would happen if we went to go rescue the Roselle from Hyzante, if that were to be a thing. But I also really want to tell Simon that Glenbrook's been reclaimed and inform him of what's all been going on, and telling Serenoa, Serenoa telling his father that he's become a member of the Saintly Seven, just giving him an update. You know, I can't help but feel that that could be the best course of action right now, but I don't want harm to be brought upon Frederica, especially after we just saw that very wholesome scene between the two of them. As the steward of House Wolford, it is my duty to let Lord Simon know what happened while he was ill. Oh, okay, so I can't persuade Roland, Frederica, or Benedict. Okay. Got it.
I worry about the rumors of bandits in the Rosellan village. I must go see for it for myself.
Alright, I saw this thing over here. Quality fiber. Beautiful. Okay, so this is intriguing, to say the least. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk to everybody else. We're gonna start with Huette. Where is she? Right here.
We may have freed the capital from Aesfrost's clutches, but there is still so much work to be done. As a member of the Kingsguard, I wish to stay here and help unify the Crown City.
Okay. So it sounds like it's gonna be easier to persuade her to return home to tell Serenoa's father about what's been going on. Okay. Gila, let's go ahead and talk to you next. My absolute favorite healer of all time.
Yes?
Things are slowly settling down in the capital. Right now would be the perfect time to pay the Rosellan village a visit. The rumors of bandits are clearly troubling her. Perhaps you could help put her mind at ease.
Okay. So it sounds like, once again, this could be either way. Ugh. This is tough, man. It's very possible that if it says this one should listen to reason, it sounds like it's very possible that going to see his father could be great, but it's just Milo. That's the problem right now. Like, why does Milo see such an interest in Serenoa? Why does she have that intent? That's what's really shaking me to the core right now. You know, I mean, clearly this is a problem of pretty high caliber if she were to get this type of information, though.
Lord Serenoa.
We finally managed to rout the Aesfrosti forces from the capital. But it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most.
Okay, so so investigating the Royalists seems like the hardest thing for her, but the other two seem pretty easy to get. Okay, so Anna's pretty much like, send me wherever you want to, I don't really care. Got it. Eridor? The Crown City's finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but our work's far from over.
Listen, lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? Okay, so he thinks that the worst option in this situation would be to look into the bandits. Oh my gosh, this is rough, man. I'm stuck between the top choice and the bottom choice right now. Ugh. My heart wants to go with the reunion with Simon just because that would just be so immensely wholesome, and I get the feeling that Simon might have a lot of information for himself too, depending on, you know, how his condition is, I guess, mentally, if he, you know, because some people can come out of a very large illness and not, you know, they may not remember very much, versus traveling to the Rosellan village. It just sounds like Frederica could be put in huge danger. Oh my gosh. I mean, because the information is saying that there's more than what the Wolfort soldiers could handle. And a part of me says that if I were to expose Hyzante, you know, I want to give them a home to return to. This is maddening, man. I mean... And another part of me feels like that I've gone against Frederica so many times. With the Roselle choice, with the choice to invade the Crown City, you know, by stealthily going in at night. Both of those things Frederica was very much so against, and a part of me feels like... do I go with valuing the people? And, you know, the Rosellan village? At the cost that there may not even be a chance they can return? I mean, Hyzante could be very mad if I went to the Rosellan village. Just because they're like, what are you doing there? But then another part of me says, what if we could catch Milo in the act if we were to go see his father? That's the biggest thing right now. This is a very complicated decision. My mind is saying the Rosellan village. My heart is saying return to Wolfort. I can't really sit here forever and debate this. You know what? She really does want to prove herself. She seemed very wanting to show that she can do this. So, alright. I think my decision is that I'm gonna return to Wolfort, and I'm gonna see Serenoa's father. Alright, let's begin by talking to Huette, since Roland cannot be persuaded. I wish to return home and tell father of our victory.
I see. You wish to return to Wolfort.
My father has just recently regained consciousness. I would let him know of our accomplishments myself. Now that he is king, Roland must resolve matters in the capital himself. Only he can unite his people and restore Glenbrook to its former glory. I don't like this response, because we've already told her... we've already told Roland that we're going to be there to help him, and Roland was very happy to hear about Simon's stuff. To just say, you know, that's his duty. I mean, I did say that is his duty, but, like, we're helping with the reconstruction anyway. You know, we're going to help him. But I want to let him know what it is that we've done.
I cannot tell you how relieved I am to hear of Lord Simon's recovery. I imagine you must be excited to tell him everything that has transpired as well. There will be no shortage of incidents to regale him with, that much is certain.
Okay.
I see now why you would return to the Wolfort domain instead.
Thank you, Huette. Thank you. Alright, Gila, let's go ahead and talk to you now. I keep forgetting that Gila's up here. How could I forget about Magila, man? How can I forget about Magila?
Ah, yes?
I love you, Gila.
You wish to return to Wolfort, my lord.
I wish to see how my father fares with my own eyes. If we go to Wolfort, Milo is likely to come with us. We can take the chance to learn more about her. This seems weird. Why would I want to say that Milo's gonna come with us? Gila's gonna be like, what the hell? I mean... Yeah, this... Because she was there when they were talking about that, like, oh, Hyzante's leaving us with a spy. I mean, I don't like the idea of going with this because of Milo, but I don't know. If Milo seems to be really shady in that situation, we could attempt to try to take her down, but I have no idea. You know, I don't know what her intentions are. She's so wishy-washy about everything. You know, just because of the fact that it's like she shows interest, but for what? She wants to go to Wolfort, but why? You know, she's full of questions. I just wish to see how he's faring.
I understand how you feel. You must be very worried about him. And choosing a different path than Frederica means you trust in her strength.
I don't know.
But still, I cannot help but worry over her. Perhaps that's the overprotective attendant in me.
I require some time to think.
I understand your concerns for your home, my lord. If that were our only issue, the decision would be an easy one. Alas...
Okay, so it doesn't sound like Gila's gonna be persuaded. I thought that other response would be the negative one, to be honest, but it sounds like it was on the contrary. Alright, Anna?
Lord Serenoa.
Alright, let's go ahead and talk to her.
You would have us return to Wolfort, my lord.
My father has finally opened his eyes again. I would see his condition for myself. Now is the time for Roland to show his people what he's capable of. We would be naught but a hindrance. If we go to Wolfort, Milo is likely to follow. It would be best for us to keep an eye on her. Now, for Anna's perspective, because I guess this could be seen, as a little bit selfish, just because it's like, oh, well, I just want to see how my father's doing, and not taking into consideration what other threats could be. But since Anna is also a spy, it could be likely that she could be the one eyeing her from the shadows, which would be really interesting. We would need her on a mission like that.
Certainly. After reclaiming the capital, House Wolfort gained more acclaim than even the Holy State had anticipated. There is a chance Milo has been given orders by Hyzante to investigate the Wolfort domain. We mustn't leave her to her own devices. It would be wise to keep a close eye on her. I understand your concerns for our home, and yet...
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm really hoping you get persuaded, Anna. Please be persuaded. I need you, Anna. I need you. Please. I need you. Alright, Eridor,
Listen, lad.
you're the final one. Alright, let's see if we can persuade him now. I should have seen that one coming. So why Wolford, eh?
if both Roland and I investigate, we are bound to draw people's attentions, the royalists included. My father has just regained consciousness. Don't you wish to see him too, Eridor? Okay, so Eridor, the reason why I think that Eridor is... Eridor probably does want to see him. There's just other threats to him that are greater than seeing him. He's probably... I could imagine that he would be like, yes, I understand where you're saying that I want to see him. Of course I do. I served him during the Soul Iron War. But at the same time, it's like there are more pressing matters. But if we do this in tandem, not only could the reconstruction efforts be delayed, but I don't want to get the attention of the royalists. It's possible that the royalists will still be in that type of thing, but I don't know. This is, that's a hard decision right here. But I don't know. This just doesn't sound like a great response, to be honest. It sounds like I'm trying to, pressure him, trying to, I don't know, just try to pull his heartstrings. Seems weird.
Can't deny that. You two won't be doing any sneaking together, that's for sure. And if you aren't careful, you might make yourselves a few more enemies in the process. It might be best to leave this in King Roland's hands for now. The only question is whether the boy can resolve this on his own or not.
And further.
To be honest, I think going back to Wolford is what's best for us right now.
Yeah, I definitely consider Milo to be a threat. I really do.
Okay, well let me take one quick look around again, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I will return momentarily. Alright, I'm feeling fairly confident in the people that I attempted to persuade. Let's see if that bears fruit. Let's see if we can return to Wolfort.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolfort domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I stand with you, my lord. You will lead House Wolfort to where it belongs.
You have my vote.
After much deliberation, I've decided to let your convictions lead us.
I have faith in you.
I was uncertain, but I trust your judgment, Lord Serenoa.
You won me over.
I've got no good reason to disagree with you, lad. You have my vote.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Five people. We got everyone that could be persuaded. Let's return to Wolfort.
The way forward is decided. We return to the Wolfort domain with Benedict, and inform Father that we have reclaimed the capital. I must return to the Wolfort domain, to my father's side.
Lord Simon will be most pleased to see you, I am certain.
Of course. Fulfill your duty to your father. I shall see to things in the capital.
And I shall attend to the Roselle village. Please give Lord Simo my best.
Oh, Lord Serenoa, you are returning home? What perfect timing. I was thinking of heading to the Wolfort domain myself. Might I accompany you?
Milo, how'd you sneak into the castle?
Oh, let's just say I have my ways. You might find the companionship of such a capable woman a boon on the road.
I know not what her aims are, my lord, but I do know she will be easier to watch by your side.
Indeed. All right, Milo, you may come. But you'll be put to work for the household. Understood?
Of course, my lord.
Then this is farewell for now. King Roland, Frederica, until our reunion in the capital.